let the dogs out? Who 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 let the dogs out?
Hey everyone, it's Pup Twigs here from Orlando, Florida for another episode of Unleashed. And joining me today as my guest is Pup Kendi from Chesapeake, Virginia. How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing today?
I am good. So glad you were able to come on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, first things I'd like to learn a little bit of background history on your pup name. And so what was the inspiration behind Kendi?
Sure, absolutely. So I've actually been a part of the furry community for a lot longer than I was ever in the pup community.
Okay.
So as someone who kind of prefers simplicity in myself, that was actually my furry name first. And then I transitioned all that over to when I became a pup. So furry or sorry, not furry, Kendi in its simplicity is Japanese. It's for beloved. So I kind of, use that as a sense of self kind of desire. I wanted
Mhm.
love for myself and community and things like that.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome. I like that. It's remarkable how many people take their pup names from different languages and bring them in, which I just love that.
absolutely, absolutely.
So and it's kind of dark where I'm seeing you, so I don't know exactly what colors of hood you have, but
Oh, sure.
it looks like black, purple, blue, maybe some purple on top from what I can see.
Yeah, it is
So
a little hard to see it, but it is mainly black and purple or all black and purple. And I know the story, you were going to ask the story of that as well.
yeah,
That ties into being a furry as well, where black
okay.
and purple have always been my most, favorite colors in general. I love, mainly black with splashes of whatever color I'm accustomed to, and then purple means a lot to me. So the same thing with my persona. I transitioned that as well with the name. So
And I find that pretty. There's three commonalities toward what how pups choose their hood. One is just their favorite color.
sure,
Uh, Two, they go by the hanky code, and three, they follow if they were a furry before and they follow the colors from there. So,
sure, absolutely.
well, I like that. So, well, I know you said you were a furry for a long time. How long have you actually been a pup?
Good question. So I know I got my first hood about 5 years ago,
Okay.
but it wasn't actually until January of last year. My pup birthday is January 26th, is when I finally decided to kind of step out of my own way, out of my own comfort zone, and go out to my first pup night. So I went there just a scared little boy in the corner, with my regular first pup hood from Mr. S. And I stood there in the corner and I just wanted people to talk to me, and I was just too nervous. So
Yeah.
every month I decided from then on I was going to keep going out because I loved it. There was a couple pups out there that were welcoming and welcomed me in, and from then on it took off. So it's interesting even with the hoods too to see that transition from before
Yeah.
till now.
And it's pretty cool that I know my first one I was very nervous as well, but it didn't take long to get out of that, and now just I love going out and doing it now. So,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
well, in the time that you've been a pup, what have you found has been the easiest part of being in the community?
It's a good question. For me, honestly, it's finding friendship. It's finding that community. I used to be very shy, but I was always very outgoing inside. So as I've grown within the community, I have definitely found that there are just so many welcoming people. Honestly, there really isn't any drama that I can think of. It's just a safe space where everybody can come and be, who they are, what they are, and embrace that part of themselves while embracing, everybody else as well.
On the flip side, what's been the most difficult part?
That's a good question. Sort of along the same lines, it's that fear for me at least. I can only speak from my own experiences. Is the fear of rejection, of abandonment. When I first stepped in, I had all this internal turmoil that I just wanted to kind of get rid of, and finding that, or I found that within this community. So it again was just stepping out of my own comfort zone and getting out of my own head and into this, into the hood.
Into the hood, I know, I know. Well, thinking about, when you first started, what advice would you give somebody that is just now thinking about wanting to become a pup?
Absolutely. I would absolutely say first, just take your time. There is so much to learn, so much to know. There's so much knowledge to be gained. You know, it's not just one category of like the body. There's the mind. There's the spirit. There's the
Hmm.
same thing with like the furry community. It's obviously again a safe space where you can be yourself. So again, take that time to learn about you and the community. Learn about the subcategories. You know, all the language.
Yeah.
That instills in with that and everything like that, and then just never be afraid to be who you are, ask questions, and embrace yourself.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So what inspired you to move from the furry community into the pup persona?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think back to all the years that I was a furry. I think it was kind of the same thing as when I became a furry. I just happened to find it online, and again, I delve deep. When I learn something or want to learn something, I learn as much about it as possible. So I looked online, and it seemed to be just as much of a safe space, a place that I could be myself. And there was something even more intriguing about it in a way, where
Hmm.
it's I can bring my puppet everywhere. Like that's what I keep in my bag everywhere I go, and now I bring it and I wear it everywhere. But it's again that community. So
Well, and I'm kind of curious too, going off script, but do do places have events for furries to go to like they do for pups to go to?
no, absolutely. So there are the regular conventions that you would expect in like bigger
Yeah,
cities and places like Colorado and things like that.
yeah.
But we've actually cultivated a thing down here at Rainbow Cactus in near Virginia Beach or in Virginia Beach. It's called Paw Fu. So it's Pets and Furries Unleashed. And what that is a nice safe space where pups and furries can get together. So there's drag
Hmm.
shows, good drinks, of course, pool and stuff like that. But from its starting, from its birth, I've seen so many more people, even from the furry community, have an ability to shine, to be able to full suit, to be able to, again, express themselves just like we want to express ourselves. So
Yeah, that always was. I was curious because I know there's a lot of events that are tied to pups, but I didn't know if when you were a furry, if you had other venues to go to. But I'm glad to hear that you do.
yeah, absolutely.
So, if money were no object to travel with, and you could travel anywhere in the world, what would be your dream destination?
Yeah, I love this question because I think about this all the time. I mean, I am a wandering spirit, so I would love to travel all over the world. Specifically with the pup community, honestly, just all over Europe. I just see,
Yes.
I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, all those kind of things, and I really have seen just how amazing it is over there. Like it is good over here. It's great over here. It's just to see, a parade of just like almost 300 to 500 pups, everybody just having fun, and
Yeah.
I love that. So I would love to experience and see what that's like over there.
Yeah, I'm with you. Especially over to like going to Berlin and stuff like that, just to see that not only the leather community, but the pup community as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does the community look like there in Chesapeake? Do y'all have a big pup community now?
I love this question too because absolutely we now do again from my first pup night back in January of last year, it has grown immensely. We didn't have Pafu at the beginning. We had pup night at MJ's, and MJ's is my home, my special place. Again, it was the first time that I'd ever gone out as my first pup event ever, and even there, it was very small in the beginning.
Hmm.
Just a couple people here and there. Even just going on a non-pup day, it wasn't really expected or even acknowledged really. So through my own journey and then the friendships that I've made and the pack that I have and the people that I know, it's grown from just a couple to a big thing where, any given Tuesday where we have Singo, like song bingo, there would be anywhere from, 5 to 12 to 15 people, in gear and everything like that. And, it just
That's
wasn't
always.
expected.
Well, if other pups wanted to reach out to you, how is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
So I am on a lot of different things. The two biggest ones for me is Telegram. So it's Kendi, KendiPup, Kendi Pup. And then exactly the opposite for Instagram, it's Pup Kendi. So Pupkendi.
Okay, all right, awesome. We'll make sure those get put on there as well.
Perfect.
Well, any last words that you have before we get off of here?
Absolutely. Just one last thing I'd like to say. Just remember to be who you are. Never be afraid to shine. Always remember that you are seen, that you were heard, that you were loved, and that you were appreciated. And I'd love to give a special thanks to my Alpha Giro, my pup son Daiku, Cobalt, everyone in my pack, all my friends like Taser, Bobby, Ari, Volt, Cardi, and Cooper. You have I might cry. You've changed my life. You have made me a better version of myself, and I'm forever grateful. So,
Awesome. I love to hear things about packs and everything. That's really good. So, well,
no,
it
absolutely.
has been an absolute pleasure getting this little bit of time to sit down and talk with you. And I
Thank you.
know it won't
Same
be the
to you.
last. Not going to be the last
No, it
time.
won't. It won't.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Bye.